So for one, there's no security on it. Two, what happens if that machine dies?
You're fucked.
Oh, we didn't think of that. It's a good job you're here.
Oh, and we're live, by the way.
Oh,
Oh
it
shit!
is good job
Well,
there.
we're in the countdown, but we are live.
Yeah.
So do we have to as a kind of ground rules? Then we've talked about like alcohol, but what about swearing? Is that strictly no or
No, it's whatever you want to do, man.
Like,
Okay.
it's all good.
within reason?
Our audience is mainly like the majority is adults, so.
Hey, you used my picture. Thank you for that. That's cool.
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. Like, do we think there's actually kids in Dreams? Like at this point?
Let's not talk about that yet. There's a specific section.
Yeah, you're right.
I've got a lot to say about that, but
yeah.
Almost did it again. Thank you, Mighty.
Just gotta cut it off right there. Just gotta keep the reins on a little longer.
Yeah.
See, we tend to do this a lot. We'll have like the pre-show conversation when we're setting up, and
we'll have
get
the
into,
best
like,
conversation.
Yeah, we'll have like the best topic randomly, and like we go right into them. Like, damn, we should have waited like 10 minutes, and we could have put that on the show.
Yeah. Well, I got plenty to say on that, so we'll just table that
for now.
Just remember, be kind. Be kind.
Rewind.
Oh, nothing's working today.
Let me do that.
I don't want full screen. I want chat. Why has chat just disappeared on my Twitch and it refuses to come back?
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Friday cares.
What's going on, Sinat?
Friday hates us.
Yeah, we've already fought off a few problems. Let's see.
Probably Sony. They're like, no, you're marketing Dreams too much. Shut it down.
I was reading this article. Do y'all know who Shinichiro Watanabe is? The creator of Cowboy Bebop?
No.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know the creator's name.
You only watched like one episode of the new series.
Oh my God! You haven't seen the cartoon?
He was like, I couldn't even take it. I pushed through one episode and I shut it off. Didn't watch anything else after.
Oh, you have seen the anime then?
Yeah. So
okay.
He put out this article in the in Forbes, or he was interviewed for this article in Forbes, and he was talking about how when he was working on the Animatrix, there was like a middleman between him and the Wachowskis. And this producer would come up to him with like tons of like things he wanted to see in the product. And he was like, yeah, every suggestion this dude had was crap. And I just had to keep turning them down. But to not go into that full article, can you imagine speaking to the creator of Cowboy Bebop and asking him to change things on your whims? Can you imagine being a suit, having the balls to come up to Watanabe and be like, yeah, but put this in there? Like, what?
Like it's the same as going to the Wachowskis and saying, let me give you some advice on the original Matrix, like, you know, the whole plot.
This is how you can make it better.
Yeah, let me show you how you can improve on the story that you made that changed cinema for like forever. Like, let me just give you some advice.
Mr. Kubrick, we just have a few small notes.
I just can't. I can't imagine having the balls. Like real talk. Like, who could do that? It's just like, but that was the problem because this person was the middleman, but to like none of Watanabe's like suggestions could get to them unless he like gave in on certain things with this dude.
Wow.
He was the bottleneck.
Yeah.
He was like the bottleneck of the whole thing. Jesus.
CY, what up? So yeah, it's just, I saw that article. It's a great read if you get a chance, but it was just, I just can't imagine. But
the
it's what I always,
audacity.
it's like, but it's what I always talk about with like DC and all the things where you could tell there's just too many cooks and like 90% of them are like executives who hire someone to do a creative job, but then don't trust their creators.
No, they're like, what can we do to make the most money?
Yeah, it's like we hired people to do a specific job, but we know better.
That's the broad appeal thing, man. Broad appeal,
which always proves to be false anyway. So
yes, exactly.
Stay well alone. Let the creatives do their job.
No, let's go ahead and get into the episode here. So and our countdown ended and everything.
How long have we been live for?
For about 7 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As you can tell, it's pretty chill. Like, you don't even know you're live. We're just all chatting. It's all great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But I'm gonna go ahead and actually do our intro.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's just for ceremony. So, welcome back. It's episode 103 of the Made in Dreams podcast. As always, I'm your host, Mighty Vicious, here with Iron Jack Jammy James. And
Iron Jack Jammy James. Where does that come from?
Is that a new one, is it? Or...
I need a story. I need a story now. Where does that come from?
There's no stories, only mystery around here, sir.
Okay. All
right. Here we go. And today we are joined by Bad Dreams, Disobey Gaming, and Tony. And we Tony. So yeah, the DreamsFest crew here to tell us about all things upcoming and new. But welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you
very much for having us. We really appreciate being here.
Fantastic. So, per usual, we like to start off with a little bit of an origin story aspect. Y'all can choose who goes first. But give us the rundown as far as, who you are, where you're from, information that you enjoy giving out, like credit card numbers or anything like that. You can just go ahead and throw that out there. No, I'm just like...
I have my social if you need it.
Oh, dag. No, we don't need it.
Just drop it in chat.
I'll just drop that right there.
We don't need it, but y'all choose. You know what? I'm going to make sure this doesn't get crazy. So let's start with Disobey. Disobey Gaming... Give me your origin story.
My origin story. Well, make me sound like I'm Batman now. Okay, well,
maybe you are.
I've been doing Dreams since the day it first ever actually came out, dropped. I pre-ordered it. I have little artistic background. The main thing is just I do Marvel characters, DC characters, little bit of originals, but not a lot. And I try to make stuff, but don't get much far with that. Besides DreamsFest.
Yeah.
Short and sweet. I like it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I just love to create in Dreams. That's like the only good program I'm good at. And I enjoy using.
Okay.
He's being slightly modest.
I also
but definitely modest. He's a talent. He's a talent.
No, I'm not.
No. We're not going to sit here do like a back and forth or
no.
All right.
No rabbit hole.
I'm sure it'll come out during the show, but let's move on to Bad Dreams. Give us the rundown. Who are you? What do you do? What town do you fight crime in?
I fight crime in the town of Irvine, Kentucky. I'm a Southerner, and as are quite a few of my friends. And I've also pre-ordered Dreams. It was part of the early access. I had a different name back then. It was Mick Roach. And I made horrible stuff. I lost my account. And a lot of stuff got erased. And it broke me because I'd already been working for like a year. And I lost a year's worth of work. The only thing that I could keep was my level, but I had to change my username and everything to get all that back. So save online, people. But yeah,
that sucks, man. That sucks. I've had the same
save online.
I've had the same problems myself. Saving locally all the time.
Yeah.
The one time I was gonna let my work out off of the conversation we're talking.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've heard that.
I lost the entire movie. An entire movie.
We lost the first part of DreamsFest 21 because I lost my account.
Oh
We had to
no.
restart the whole thing
Oh
halfway
boy.
through.
Oh
Wow.
no. Wow. I
Wow.
can't believe you actually went back and did it. Like that takes
Yeah, the team was
some
so pissed at me.
determination to
They
go
were
back.
so mad, but I couldn't do nothing about it. Luckily, most of it was on Bearded Cat's account, so I just had to redo all the characters.
Well,
Shout
And the
out
little bit
Bearded
of stuff
Cat.
I
props
did.
to you for doing that because if I lost everything halfway through, I'd be like, well, that's that over. Moving on.
Yep.
See you later.
Hey,
Yeah.
actually, we got a new hub out of that because the hub that we had before was ugly. So we got a new hub out of it.
That's what I
Yeah.
like about you, Dis. Silver lining.
Yeah.
There's always a silver lining with this because I guess I kind of flubbed my intro, guys. Sorry, but been working in Dreams for as long as it's been around, and I didn't know about you guys when you were interviewing like the people that like Media Molecule and during the beginning, and I feel really bad about that. But once I found you guys, I was like, yes, these guys actually love it, and they. It kind of feels like you're hanging out with your buddies, and it's great to like listen to like, in the car. It's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate
I love it. No
Thank
problem.
So, last but not least, we have Tony.
Not
So,
Tony.
we have Tony. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Tony, 1979. I live in Reading, although originally I'm from Scotland, so up Aberdeen way. For those in America, probably doesn't mean anything necessarily to you, but
Word,
there you go.
I know that place. Yeah.
Of course.
He's
Yeah.
not far from
Moving on.
London. He's not far from London, guys. He's not too
Yeah,
far
about
away from
40 miles west of
Yeah.
London is Reading. That's where I
Oh,
live.
that's nothing.
Yeah, I've been down here for like so what's that?
It's next to that tree.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
That one. Sorry.
That one over yonder.
I've been down here for 24 odd years. In terms of Dreams, though, I'm probably like a bit of a newbie in relative terms, I guess you could say, for Dreams. I mean, I got Dreams in May 2020, so it was really kind of a COVID outlet for me, because that was like 5 months ish, I guess, after COVID hit, and then everybody started working from home, and although yes, working, but still trying to find something to kind of put my creative outlet into was quite difficult because you're kind of stuck in the same room. You're not really meeting people. You're not speaking to people as much, although obviously over Teams and whatever. But for me, it was just kind of an opportunity to kind of have a look at this tool and just see what I could get out of it. And I'd always, as a kid, when I was like 9, 10, 11 on the ZX Spectrum, kind of programming text adventures, all that kind of stuff. So when Dreams came along, I was actually quite I was doubtful that it could actually do the things that they claimed that they could do in like the E3 trailers and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, that's rubbish. I don't believe you can do that.
Yeah.
As soon as you kind of went on and started doing the tutorials and stuff, you thought, my God, this is actually seriously powerful stuff, And the fact that you don't, I mean, my background is a C++ developer originally. I've kind of moved on to different things since then, but you can never imagine that something like Dreams can emulate the same kind of outputs that you would be able to get from a traditional programming tool. So when Dreams came along and I started getting into the logic side, and I love logic. I mean, logic's my bag, I guess you could say.
I remember that.
Yeah. It just kind of felt so natural, and just the way graphically that it's presented to you is just so easy to pick up. I say easy, for me, I found it relatively easy to pick up and start developing from that. So I'd say kind of in terms of my experience with Dreams so far, in the kind of the being the newbie again, so to speak, it's quite eclectic. I don't stick to one type of genre or anything like that. I tend to work in isolation for the most part, which is why it's kind of juxtapositioned against what we're doing with Dreams and the collaboration side of things. I like to create my own assets, my own logic, my own gameplay, and things like that. So I've done arcade games, horror games, and everything in between, really. So I just find it's extremely cathartic and a great creative outlet for me personally.
Fantastic. So, I mean, now that y'all have heard him just bring the whole story, do y'all want to go back in Disobey or Bad Dreams? You got anything else you want to add?
It. Tony killed it. I just want to say that I don't think Tony. I think he should have mentioned how great a writer he is, because without that, we would not have a script for DreamsFest. And
that's what I was gonna bring up, because he has took the Beer the Cat's place as co-producer with me, and he has been doing like amazing with the script. He did an awesome job writing the whole layout of where we're gonna take you guys next summer. It has been amazing working with him.
Thank you very much. But I also need to kind of back that up by saying that this is premise. This story was kind of expanded out of a general premise that Dis had and his ideas, and I just kind of made sense of it all and brought it together and created the scripts and the story behind all of that as well.
Well, with that, I guess we should start with Disobey and talk about the history of DreamsFest. Like, before we got to the dream team that's here now, like, walk us through everything. Like, how did it all start and get to where we are now?
I believe it was February, like a nice February day, when I brought the idea to Beer the Cats. I literally only was talking to him for about, like, I think a week and a half. We met in it was Lucid Stews. He was doing a small team, a creative team he wanted to put together for just like some community challenges, but that fell apart. And it brought me and Beard close though, and we talked. After like a week and a half, I was like, I gotta get this idea to somebody. I brought it to him, and he was just like, yo, why hasn't nobody done this? Why? Let's start it. Let's see me and you together. He had barely little experience in Dreams. He only made like 2 small little games, and I just felt like he was the perfect person to like guide me through getting a team and managing everything with me together. Because I am terrible at managing. I cannot be a lead. That's why I keep telling everybody I'd rather stay as co-producer, not full producer. Keep me in the co. I'm good. I'm not. I need somebody to help me with the leading. And he came in and he took the reins. He did everything. He made sure the team got what they needed, what they were doing on task. He brought half of the people together. It was basically me and him. We was rapping great dreamers. You was one of them. All together, we brought them and we made DreamsFest 21, which that was, I love DreamsFest 21. That was like the biggest accomplishment of my life.
Yeah.
And my life is really nothing, so it's very big to me.
Come on, man.
God.
Damn.
Yeah, let's turn that around.
My life is nothing.
Weird. So so I guess from there, how did you all come together? Like all of you that are here now.
Well, Tony, he was on the DreamsFest team for DreamsFest 22. And Bad Tony. Dreams, he's one of the new recruits that we recently recruited for DreamsFest 23.
And then we've not stopped talking to each other since, pretty much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This comes in swinging hard. He's like, bro, I got like 9 ideas. Okay, 3 of them fleshed out. 2 of them I got really fleshed out. Yeah, this one, but there's this one I really like, and it'll always be the one that I like the most too. And like he'll hit me with something, and then I'll tweak it a little bit and hit him back. And he's like, damn, like that makes sense. You know, we should do that. And I think we have a good back and forth. I think we got a lot of good things in store for you guys.
Well, yeah, I think going back to kind of Dreams 22 as well, and just kind of obviously bringing Beardo back into the conversation too. You know,
sorry.
There was when I was brought in. To be honest with you, DreamsFest 22 was already kind of developed to a large degree, but there was a lot of logic still left to be done. There was a lot of mini games. I'm not talking about the community-driven mini games, but kind of core games to the experience weren't still complete. Yeah, and just kind of a lot of, I guess, the kind of story elements. Although the mass bulk of it was together, I don't think it would have been 100% finalized. And yeah, to kind of experience coming into something new like that, because I had no involvement whatsoever in DreamsFest 21, and I loved playing it. By the way, this, I don't know if I'd ever actually said that to you, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that was
Yeah.
yeah, that was an experience in itself. Just to think,
Thank you.
wow, we're experiencing a festival here that's worldwide, that has community involvement. It was like a proper, true community experience that I don't think I'd actually seen truly on Dreams before. I mean, obviously you got Keld as well, with the kind of the Dream Flicks and things like that. But in terms of something that I love, which is music, and I still go to festivals with my daughter and stuff. So to have something like that was just awesome. But so to be part of that whole kind of process and being brought in to help drive all of that to completion felt really special.
If I could just add, yeah, I feel the same way. Like it's really an honor for me. And when Dis asked me, I was absolutely taken aback. And you get a little bit of imposter syndrome, when you've been working by yourself for so long. It's wild going into a team like that and just having whatever you need when you ask for it, and it's amazing. Like, we should probably shout out to like Insane Artist,
Yeah,
who did a lot of assets for this year. Oh my God,
Neff as well. Yeah,
Neff is amazing. If you, I'm sure you guys have seen her community garden showcases and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
She's probably my favorite
Yes,
natural.
she's like the this year's DreamsFest mom. She is
Yeah.
handling and pushing everybody to do what they have to do. Like in the recent weeks, I've been looking at the Discord, and she has been putting everybody on track. And I'm like, holy
you
crap!
need that though. You
She's
need
putting
you
in
kind of.
she's putting in the work. She's making sure everybody's doing what they need. I know her
Yeah, I mean, I
and
know she wouldn't say it of
has
herself,
been
but
nailing
Yeah,
the environment so
she's
would
far.
got a
never
strong
allow you
leader,
to
I think,
call her
in
the
that sense
boss,
too.
but
Yeah,
she's a boss.
she is a
Uh,
boss. Yeah,
I'm just
absolutely.
She is a boss.
you're a
No,
boss if you see this.
yeah. And we don't mean that as in bossy. We mean
No,
boss.
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Just to be clear. Yeah,
You're
yeah,
a boss.
So
yeah.
with this year, when you reached out to come on to the podcast, you were talking about things that y'all have been working on that you like want to kind of change about this year. So what changes or plans do you have for this year of DreamsFest?
Well, Well, we're basically trying to aim to put what everybody enjoyed of DreamsFest 21 and what everybody enjoyed of DreamsFest 22 together. So we are keeping story, but we are slimming down on a lot of the big environment and the wow, because it is going to be like I put up some concepts and I made some little teasers. It's going to be burning Connie. It's going to be like Burning Man in the desert. So there's
Nice.
going to be a lot of secrets, a lot of lore, a lot of world building. You could explore, but there will be a definitive story. So
Yeah.
players
It's probably
could use
worth.
that to explore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
And
just
so
to add
that's
to that, completely agree with that. But just one thing to add as well. But when we say kind of, it's not as complex. It's just in
hmm
terms of the building element of it, because the one difficulty that we all run into with DreamsFest 22, and it got kind of quite fraught towards the end of development, was because of Anime Boy's amazing, absolutely mind-blowing scenes that he created for us. The thermo was like a huge issue for us, and it got to the point towards the end of development where we were literally going in, and I spent hours and hours and hours per scene doing everything we possibly could just to reduce thermo, to a point where we were even going in and we were removing groups, because believe it or not, groups of things contribute to thermo. So we were clicking on things, ungrouping, clicking on other things, ungrouping. That was to the the nth degree that we were going down to, just to try and free up a little bit of thermal so that we could use it elsewhere for other things. And as Dis kind of alluded to there, the whole idea of burning Connie, although it will still be grandiose, and when you walk in, you'd be like looking up, going, "Wow, this is insane." We wanted those kind of tighter enclosed arena style environments so that we could use the thermo for more gameplay style stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be the best looking DreamsFest ever.
It
I think
sounds
I
like
can
it.
say that.
Yeah, especially with like you being more clever with the way that you're sharing out the thermometer usage in different areas will allow you to really like up that clarity with the because you're going a little bit more smaller scale. That gives you more breathing room to sort of up the graphics, so to speak. So yeah, it sounds like
exactly
it's going to be really pretty.
Exactly it. Yeah.
And not being so grand in scale allows you to make what you do have just that much better. Like,
I mean, I gotta say though, DreamsFest.
Oh yeah,
22,
I'm enjoying this for the world, the lore. Oh my god, I'm having so much fun making a bunch of lore and the secret stuff that we're doing. I'm enjoying so much of that. I keep going to the group and telling them, yo, we can add this, we can add this.
So with DreamsFest 22, was it always the goal was to make it as grand as the scale as it was, or did it just sort of come into that you just kept coming in with ideas and you just kept adding to it? Because like DreamsFest 22 is absolutely huge in scale. Like it's
actually, the idea that I had for this year's DreamFest, I pitched it last year, and Anime Boy, he came through, was like, how about we do a Fire Island base, which that was I don't know if y'all remember that old failed music festival that was supposed to be on an island.
FYRE.
Yeah.
That
Thought
documentary
it would
was
be
insane.
a funny joke. Was like, let's do something like that, but make it actually happen. And we was like, okay, that sounds funny. And then he thought of a beautiful tropical island, and we just went off of that.
I think the other thing as well with that is it did. You're right. It kind of grew in scale. I don't think the intention was for it to be that big, and evident to that is the fact that even after we launched DreamsFest 22, we introduced our own concept of DLC. So we had our own we had a fort, we had the Ferris wheel, we had a underwater roller coaster. They were things that weren't originally planned, I think, for DF22, and it was just what else can we give community? Yeah,
it's crazy the scale that you guys work at. Like you just kept giving and giving and giving. Like
I think it got to the point actually that when Beardo was
we
pulling
didn't
Final
know what
Dream
to do
together,
after taking you guys around the world for DreamsFest 21, we was like, okay, what's going to up taking everybody around the globe was taking you guys to a nice tropical island for the summer.
Yeah, when we started to pull the Final Dream together, we were getting close to that limit as to what you can have in a dream. And it was getting, kind of squeaky bum time, Are we actually going to make it and release what we need to release for this?
Like when I got the hub, it was like at 81 or 83 or something, and it was
all the wires in the dream are like doing this and kind of.
Who was in charge of putting that together? Like who had
Beardo.
the nightmare of collecting that? Oh, Beardo, bless him.
Yeah, bless his heart. Yeah, Jesus.
He was the one collecting everything.
Wow.
Yeah, God bless you, Beard. This.
Yeah, and I guess at this point also just to kind of congratulate Beardo, because obviously one of the reasons why he's on the sidelines, so to speak, is because he's he's had a baby. So congratulations, Beardo. Nice. Yeah.
And I also want to shout out Thion and Jolly in the chat because Thion a huge chunk of DreamsFest 22. He helped out on that phone, the amazing phone that we all was having fun with, and Jolly he helped out on a bunch of amazing assets.
Yeah, that
popped up in assets today, man.
Like that phone was incredible. Like the attention to detail, the way that things was added and unlocked and stuff, man. That phone was.
You can tell that Thion is a UI UX designer.
Yes, 100.
That's a career.
That phone was just so amazing. The details on each app, on the mechanics he gets to scroll through it. He did an amazing job on that.
And probably again, just to kind of shout at this point. I seem to be doing shout outs, but I think it's probably worthwhile just to say, Thion's nearly at the end of development for his game Gemini Rising. So for people that aren't maybe aware of it, just kind of watch out for that because it's going to be insane.
Yeah, it's been in development for quite some time now.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm a playtester on it, and it just looks mental. Yeah.
So now that you guys will have gone through, pretty much 3 years of DreamsFest, what is your end goal for it? Like, what exactly do you hope that it achieves within the Dreamiverse?
I just hope it becomes a thing dreamers love to go to and
Back to
experience every year, just like how does with their events. It's just a thing for the community. I would love to like get IRL merch at some point. I would love to have some support on keeping it going. We just haven't talked about plans yet. I do have plans up until like DreamsFest 2025. So it can keep going. I got more ideas for the world. It's
I think
just
the one thing that unites people as well is music. It's the kind of universal language is
Mhm.
music. So to have the community involved in that can't do
It's a place
anything
for the
but help
musicians
dreams grow.
to actually express themselves and actually have a place to perform. So, because we're
Yeah.
building our music in dreams, everybody's in dreams. So, why not have a place where you can actually perform that music? I know
And
people
have it
can make music videos. That's why I'm really hoping multiplayer at some point. Making Dreams Fest like a PlayStation home every summer will be an amazing goal to go for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, I think you've definitely achieved what you said, like when you hope people look forward to it as an event like the events do. I would definitely say that Dreams Fest is part of the Dreams calendar, and it's something that everybody looks forward to every summer. So I think you've definitely nailed that.
Cheers, man. Appreciate that.
That means a lot. That means a
really.
lot.
As the new guy, I can also say like you guys pulled it off twice amazingly, and I just had the writing this year just has me just taken aback. I mean, it's so good, guys. It's so good, and I want everybody to experience it. But it will be optional. I think we said right.
Yeah, it'll be like you could explore, but I know a lot of people did wonder why the music was more hidden in Dreams Fest 22. So we're
Yeah,
trying to push it to the
yeah.
front. So the story will be the hidden. You can do the story, but we're there for the music. We're there to experience the
Yeah, because
performances.
I think there was
Mm.
somebody I can't remember. I'm not even if I knew who it was, I wouldn't name names anyway. But there was a comment that I read that they'd played Dreams Fest 22 and they had to quit almost immediately after the first scene because they couldn't collect the coconuts. And for us, that is like it was quite an easy thing. It's like jumping on parasols to get a coconut to help get what you need to do to get into the festival. Whereas I suppose we've got to kind of tone that back a little bit and understand that not everybody has the same kind of gaming expertise as each other.
Not
It's an
everybody
open
wants
it's
to
an open
go
platform, and
There's
people are going to
abilities
be
too.
complete
because I
novices. And
feel like what people expected in Dreams Fest 22, they wanted what they did in 21, was just to hop in and experience the
Yeah,
music.
yeah, but it kind of
but
And we
saddens
didn't
me.
really
It
do that.
saddens me in a way though that they didn't get to experience the full Dreamfest experience
Yeah.
because of the fact that they felt that as a
A
wall that they
limitation,
could.
yeah.
Yeah, and it is a shame. So we've got to be mindful of that as we continue through the development of Dreamfest 23.
that's a good point, Tony. Is that something that still bothers you about last year?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I've got to be
Hmm.
honest because the thing is as well. I guess you can see from per scene as you go through, how many dreamers have played each scene and
Yeah.
stuff, and obviously a huge number of people played it. But
Fell
it
right off.
kind of it does make you think, how many people launched the game, went into it, and didn't get past the entry gate into the festival.
Yeah.
That's the thing that worries me. But again, it's a minor thing because I know that pretty much everybody that played it loved it, and there was the music mode as well, so they could just go straight into music as
Hmm.
well, which was something that we added as Dis said. It was almost like the addition that we put on after the game mode.
Mm.
But
And you are making it increasingly easier to find the stages, know where everything is. It's there's a
Yeah.
great
yeah,
land
I
system
think the
for all
difference
that.
to a large degree with this story is there's only really one area that will
Yeah.
be completely blocked off until something happens. So in terms of your main kind of festival area, it's going to be open so people can walk around. Yeah.
So hype, dude. When you talk about it and it's like right on the edge of saying it, it's exciting. Do that more.
Yeah. There's not. I mean, I can talk a little bit about the story, but I think we've got to be careful about what we say because
I know. I just like being.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't let your excitement get too much of you, and just be like, right, okay, let's just talk about the whole story on the show, live on air to everybody to listen.
And I guess that's the thing, because
like a little bit. Just like
we'll go into our DMs and we'll literally like sit there and pitch entire full in the ending. Everything.
Yeah, I'm not saying we can't talk about it. I'm saying that it feels like when you're on this kind of stream with people, you're having a conversation. It feels like the same conversations that we're having internally as a dev team. And you've got to be careful that you don't suddenly say something that people don't know. Do you know what I mean? So,
but
that's the only thing.
It's nice to see that you're fans of your own creation, which is always a real plus to see, like, in a group of people. Like we've said it a million times, it's hard enough to develop anything, but to have a whole team of people cohesively developing under one universal vision is very, very difficult to find. And you've got the magic potion, which is you all have to be fans of what you're creating for it to work, and that it really works for you guys. You can really tell.
And you're missing one other thing. You need a hard ass on the team that'll keep everybody in check. You need that one.
Oh no! Did we just lose him?
Have we lost you, Dis?
I think we have.
No,
there we go.
You back. You good, bud?
He's back.
You just need that one hard ass. We have Beard and we have Neff. Those two are like the DreamsFest hard asses. They're keeping everybody in check. Without one of those,
environment Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you, buddy. That was my fault. Now? Yeah, I hear you now.
What's happening now?
Technical difficulties.
The hard asses.
What's going on? I'm sorry. That was my fault.
Good. So, I want to ask: have y'all ever thought of making it more of like a lead-up circuit? Kind of like you remember in Rock Band, how they had like the campaign mode where you'd go from playing like the small shows to playing like the live thing. I was just wondering if there was like, in the lead up to like DreamsFest, if there would be like these little ones where you would be like, get like 3 or 4 songs from people and have it be like the person's garage with the garage door open and you just see a band playing in there, and that's like the lead up to like, this like they're basically running the circuit to get to the mecca, which is to play at DreamsFest. It's just an idea.
I think
that is a brilliant.
Are you writing that down, Dis?
I was writing it down myself. I think the thing we've got to be careful of, obviously, as well, is we don't want kind of like scope creep. We don't want to create something that's going to be so massive that we can't focus on the core things that make DreamsFest work. And the things that make DreamsFest work are the walking up to like a big stage and being able to suddenly take part in the performances that are happening there. And if we have anything that's extraneous to the core DreamsFest, it's additional work, and already there's so much going on within the core Dream itself that it just makes it difficult to do. You know what I mean?
It's good promo material though. If you can show that one band working through the whole thing. Anyway, that's just like
you making stories.
Invite Mighty Vicious to DreamsFest 24.
Because I'm a story guy myself. Like, I'd be over here writing scripts. But no, it's like, it's hearing y'all talk about it, and it really does remind me at its base of my friends and I when I was much younger. Just like talking about like just sitting in the garage talking about the stuff we were gonna do, and it's like DreamsFest is that end result. It's like even if it's like making it even mentally. That's how it feels to me. So that's why I was thinking, like, yeah, it's just like,
I get that. I think the way that we positioned, well, so I'm not talking for this, obviously, he can for himself, but the way it kind of feels like with the performances, it's like the performances that you see within DreamsFest are already well-established bands, like they're already world famous.
yeah,
So actually, yes, it does make sense. Starting off as like a kind of amateur garage band that's pretty noddy, don't really know what they're doing, suddenly promoting through the ranks and becoming this world class on a massive stage type performance. So yeah, absolutely, it does make sense.
all right,
Yeah.
That does make a good story.
just throw
for
a
one of the
special
years.
thanks in there. I'll be okay.
That does make a great story
Edit
for one
the
of
credits.
years.
Yeah.
I'm going to note that down.
The credits that nobody will ever
That'll
see. Just
be
throw me
DreamsFest
somewhere in there.
26.
To
As
his-
you know,
eh,
this has already got it all sorted for 25,
Yeah.
24, 25. So 26 maybe. There you go.
all good,
Yeah, that's
all
good.
good.
Fit
So-
you
So
in
I'm
there
gonna have to
somewhere.
mark it up to DreamsFest 26. After that, I'm still scrapping ideas.
All right. So,
He'll probably have the
I-
next
I-
10 years. Sorry.
no, go ahead. Just
He'll probably have the next 10
basically,
years find out. Yeah.
is there anything y'all can leak for us? Something we should be keeping an eye out for?
So I can talk a little bit. I can talk a little bit about the story. I just
Yeah.
obviously we just need to be careful about obviously, like I say, what we can reveal.
World premiere. Let's do it.
World premiere. Here we go.
World premiere.
So essentially, the whole was around a world famous band. We're talking about maybe not as cheesy as, but the likes of Coldplay, who are known kind of globally. I'm not saying that this band is Coldplay, but just kind of that kind of level of fame, if you like.
Coldplay, U2,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any kind of band like that, like
It's
massive
been
band.
Two best friends who started from college. They've been on the grind making music for years.
Starting in a garage, probably.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
There's your one man.
So we can probably say that the story starts with the front man from the band goes missing. Nobody knows where he is, and a year later, the band receives a note that hints at the front man being still alive and well, and that he will be at Burning Connie. So the remaining band members elicit the help of a reporter, you, the player, to go out to Burning Connie to figure out what the hell is going on, basically where he is, and interview people and all that kind of stuff. And
Intriguing.
beyond that, probably not much else. But I think that we probably can hint at, because I know Dis did a fantastic job with what was it? Was it the Halloween? The Halloween thing.
Oh yeah, the All Hollow.
All Hallows Eve.
That was All Hallows Eve, and it was like kind of Area 51 style related. So that's probably as far as we can say at this point. But yeah, there's elements of that in it too.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like
I'm
where
a
you're
fa-
going with it.
I'm
Yeah,
a
I like the whole
fan.
reporter side of that as well. Like you play as a reporter. That's cool. Like that's different. I like that every DreamsFest is completely different. Like it's a whole new vibe with it. Like, and this is again a whole new vibe. Like your person is cool. I like it.
There's a reason they recruited a horror guy into it, and I just it's not. I wouldn't say horror, but just give
Interesting.
from.
And I also want to say that the puppets, because I know everybody loved the old puppets, they will be getting a brand new makeover, because to go with the story, they will finally be having faces.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And so
Oh,
expressions on the face as well. And I've got to, again,
DreamsFest
congratulate
Yeah,
Dis
so
has
the player
done a
puppet
fantastic
and
job with the
NPCs
puppets.
will be upgraded to actual puppets where they will have faces, and then there'll still be the animals, because everybody loves the animal ones that apparently
We did have
are
that conversation, didn't we? As to whether a lot of the characters will be human or anthropomorphic, kind of animal based with clothes and speaking. But I think in the tradition of kind of DreamsFest, you were quite keen to keep it, that kind of way with animals involved. So, and you know what, it works really well from what we've seen so far.
All right.
It's strange to see those characters in that setting, but I don't know how, but it just works. Well,
This works.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't
Fantastic.
change a formula that works.
Tail.
What was that?
16 times the D. Tail.
Word. So
Okay.
I think I got a bad connection over here.
it's all good, all good. So, like, I don't want to cut y'all off too fast if you have more to tell us, but I also don't want to. I don't want y'all to put out the rope that you would and say something you don't mean to say. Put it out, hang yourself with it. So, I would say each of you, I guess, give the last sell, or the last hype for DreamsFest 23.
Let's go this first then.
Oh damn. It just look out for the amazing story that we have coming. The whole world building is that's what I'm very big on this year. So look out. There's gonna be a lot of Easter eggs and references. I'm going all out. So keep a lookout. Have fun. This is for my egg hunters that are in the Dreams community.
All right. And
Sir.
Thad, your turn.
Well, I'd just like to say that DreamsFest this year will be completely like you said. It's always different, but this year it's going to be a lot different. So that's about all I can think of for DreamsFest this year that I could actually say without getting in trouble. But I can visibly see Tony clenching when I was talking about the story earlier. So. Yeah, I want to keep it short and sweet. So there you go. But we actually we just started a new production company, and I wanted to put that out there. Total Head Cases. It's me, Dis, Frags, Road Kirby, a few other people. Big Mofo.
Nice.
We do have a Discord if you guys would like the link.
Oh yeah, drop the link in.
Drop it in chat.
In chat, if one of you have it.
We're really open to anybody right now. We are pitching ideas, which I have 100 ideas in that server already. Our main project, I did post a cover photo recently about it. Is All Hell, the tale of the fallen angel, which we are hoping to get out soon because this will be my first full game in Dreams. So I'm hoping.
Nice.
It's the escape of Lucifer from limbo and his eventual rise to the king of hell.
Okay.
Amazing.
That sounds right along my alley.
Oh, yeah,
also, Sinach said in chat.
Keep an eye out for a DM soon. I got something for you.
All right. Sinach in chat says, please do DreamsFest 23 merch.
Hey, Dis, can you put
the link in the go ahead?
Because I can't do it.
Trying to get at least some merch. I'm not sure how. My marketing is terrible, so I do want to get some merch out.
We can work together on that.
People to enjoy, because I'm the only one with the DreamsFest shirt, and it kind of sucks. I'm the only one with the only DreamsFest merch in the world right now.
No. Absolutely not.
Yeah, there are ways to do this now. And I guess lastly, Tony.
So I mean, in terms of DreamsFest 23, just to close that one off, I guess the only other thing probably that we can say is something pretty damn hilarious when you see it in action again. Another sculpt design from Dis. Is the owner of the Burning Connie ground, if you like, and the kind of creator of the Burning Connie festival is a kind of larger than life hippie turtle.
I call him Terry the Turtle.
Terry the Turtle. So if
Nice.
you think of, I mean, I don't know if you've heard of a guy called Michael Levis. He is the kind of the owner of Glastonbury in the UK.
No, I haven't.
No. So Glastonbury is like the biggest festival in the UK, based down kind of in Somerset. And he, like, every few years, every 4 years, I can't remember exactly how often it is, but yeah, he hosts this huge festival, the biggest in the UK. And it kind of made me think of this character, the turtle, Terry the Turtle, that this talked about just briefly there. Yeah, he's higher than something other than life. Let's just say that. But he plays a big he plays a big part in DreamsFest 23 as well. And I think the scenes that I've got him scripted in, based on kind of the creative conversations that we've been having, are just hilarious with him in it. So I thought that was probably just worth calling out as well. So.
All right.
So that's it from kind of DreamsFest 23 from my perspective, at least. I guess if we're talking about kind of promotions and stuff, personal promotions, I would just say Interstellar Gauntlet, a game that I created, designed, art, gameplay, everything done by myself, all the pixel art created by myself. Amazing soundtracks created from Bumble Burke, R.A. Keogh, and Black Cat Tracks. That's out now. It's on the Daily Dream Surf as well. If you haven't checked it out, I would please encourage you to go on and try it and give it a like if you don't mind, because sometimes dreams kind of disappear into the ether and you kind of feel like, what's the point,
I have seen this, and the pixel artwork is just phenomenal. Like, it is so well done. Like, the layering effects that you have, like, when you're driving and you can see how the city moves against the backdrop and stuff.
It's parallax.
Yeah, it's just perfect. Like, it's so good.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Also,
Other than that, beyond that, really is just, I can give you like a link to my creations catalog that's got my whole backlog. I've got going back to, again, the genre that I love, which is horror. Check Out at the Bellevue was one of my kind of original horror games that kind of came out to, I would say, rave reviews. Not blow my own trumpet, but again, yeah, I'd just encourage everybody to check out my games and get involved. So yeah, thanks for the opportunity to share that.
Awesome. I am going to, let me see here. No, that's not it.
Nope, we're back in the intro.
Yeah, we're back in the intro. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, I'm over here like, why are you playing that again? Anyway, but yes, they were able to see basically the level that you shared for the game while you were talking about it. So
right, okay, cool. I can't see that on the screen, so yeah, that's cool.
So I guess what we'll go into next is more of the free for all. And this is where I ask that each of you come up with a topic that you wanted to discuss. It could be regarding dreams. It could be regarding kind of whatever you want. Just more to let us know who you are, what you love. But I know Bad Dreams. He came in hot with the first take.
Might as well start with that.
Yeah. So this quote from him was, "Ain't a damn kid out there playing dreams, so open it up to a mature audience."
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree.
Tell us a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more.
That wasn't me. That was this.
Was it? I thought it was.
Are you?
I believe we may have lost you.
You said that was Disobey?
I don't think it was, wasn't it? I thought
No,
it was you.
Yeah,
it wasn't me. I swear I didn't say that.
Are you trying to hide from the quote? Is that
backtracking?
We are backpedaling now.
Let's push past it. Yeah, man, I feel like it's time for dreams to grow up and have the ability, at least, for mature content. Basically, your gore, your horror audience, there's a line that you obviously can't cross, and I feel like it's time to open it up. I don't see a lot of little kids interested in it. Like, my kid could care less about dreams. And
exactly,
she loved
my son too.
Yeah, I
She
would
loves the game.
I
I
would
barely see kids playing Dreams. I see them on Roblox or like
I would
Minecraft.
disagree. Respectfully, I would disagree. You know, I see a ton of games I respectfully think are developed by people of the younger generation. You know, you see all your FNAFs, your Sonics, your Marios, your Crash Bandicoots, your whatever. And, you know, the one thing I want to get across though is, you know, I'm completely not against that. You know, it's fantastic that the younger generation has a tool that they can use to get creative with. So I'm absolutely not against that at all. I think for me, the worry is, and particularly when it comes to things like the community jams, is I play the community jams and I find myself flag is irrelevant, flag is irrelevant, flag is irrelevant, because there's just so much stuff out there that just is not uh, originally creative. It's piggybacking on something that already exists, and as I say, that's fantastic if you're learning your craft and you're wanting to develop something to help hone that. But putting it out there and I don't know, it just feels like there's a lot of noise in amongst the great stuff. And
Yeah,
the real concern that I have with that is for the kind of creatives that have honed their craft and are trying to put out quality content, it gets lost a lot. I personally feel it. And I know that there's other people that have commented on Twitter and stuff to say the same thing, that you know you spend hours and hours and hours slaving away creating something that you absolutely love, and although a lot of people will say, well, surely that's enough, it's about you developing something that you love, it shouldn't matter how it's received. But let's be honest, you know, you create games because you want people to play them, and when you've got so much other stuff out there that's not really of that quality necessarily, you feel like you're kind of lost and you're drowning amongst a lot of noise to a degree. But that's just kind of my viewpoint,
So,
really.
well, let
Little
me ask
kid
you.
with the noise in.
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you though. Is that not how it is everywhere?
I wouldn't know. I would not know, because this is my creative outlet. Like I said, I mean, I came to Dreams in 2020. This is the only true publicly community accessible platform where I've been able to create something that I love to put out there. I've never had this opportunity to do that before, which is again why I'm so grateful to and Dreams and the community to be able to do that. But it does feel more recently in the last couple like year or so that it just feels like a lot of it's drowned out, and I think that's really unfortunate.
I I have to
To add
say
to
that it's just that's what it is to be a creative.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Like
not doubting that. Not doubting it.
the only reason I say that is because like it doesn't matter if it's Dreams or if it's YouTube or TikTok. Like if you create something and put it on there, there's always going to be that fight to be seen.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
always. So
But
it's like
we
I
are
don't know if
all
this. Go ahead.
no. I do not disagree. You know, I don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to diss anything here. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that it does not change the fact that you as a human being feel a certain way when something is well received or negatively received. You know, you're
Oh
still
yeah.
as a creator going to feel like, what is the point? And to a lot of dreamers, thankfully, you know, I know when I should take a step back and think about myself, you know, mental health and all that kind of stuff, and come back into dreams afresh, which is where Interstellar Gauntlet actually came from. I took like a 4 or 5 month hiatus just to kind of focus on family and all that kind of stuff. And then coming back in, it gave me that fresh impetus to create something like Interstellar Gauntlet. But I feel like a lot of people maybe will put their hardest effort into something, create something, publish it on Dreams, not get the reaction perhaps that they would have hoped for, and then just disappear for good. And I think a lot of that is driven by player numbers too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Definitely.
mean, to add to the whole conversation of like, you know, is Dreams mainly adult? Is there even children on Dreams? I would say that there is definitely an audience of children playing Dreams, and I think the whole misconception that comes around that Dreams is more of a mature audience is down to the fact that this platform as it is very communal in the way that we communicate with each other, how we talk to each other about the projects that we're working on, and for the predominant part, that's mainly done on Twitter. So you know,
Yep.
the people that you're speaking to are of a more mature age based on the way that the community has decided to communicate with one another. The same with Twitch and YouTube and whatnot.
Wow, that's actually a really good point.
So I would say that there definitely is an audience of children using Dreams, but they're just not public with it. So therefore, we don't see that side of it. And I think, like you said, with all the Marios and the Sonics and the FNAF stuff that we see, is evidence of that type of community there. It's just not what we see on the daily as dreamers going through the internet, talking to one another, seeing what people's making.
Let me ask, is that, and I'm not disputing what you just said, because yeah, they're most definitely. But are those things the evidence of a younger crowd or just memers?
Well, if you've ever looked at,
because it could be both.
Yeah, of course, it can definitely be both. But if you've ever actually opened some of these dreams and played them, you can hear the voice work of kids using the DualShock 4 to record all this audio, and you instantly know, right? Okay, this is like a 9-year-old just messing around playing with dreams, and
I've seen that before. Yeah,
Who made that cursed Thomas the Train Engine wiggling?
Oh my god, I have no idea.
Who made that cursed thing? I
know.
I need to have,
meme.
Was it? Alex, I will say that I've seen some things in the Dreamiverse, but that is like one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. It's technically fantastic.
Yes,
but
it is on a technical level.
On a technical level, I'm like, yo, that actually looks clean. However,
I think the freakiest thing I think I've ever seen is that I can't remember who did it, and he's genius, but the guy that does the kind of the thumb animations in like the tube.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who's
the
creator that does that?
He works.
Like got goggly eyes on a thumb. And,
he's the same dude. I wish I could remember
he did
his name.
He did a spaceship one as well. And
yeah, but he works or did animation for Noguchi's Bell.
Noguchi's okay.
Yeah, it's one of the same people. I can't remember his name right now, but he has a really cool. He has a really cool like noir animation on YouTube.
Yeah,
that I've watched.
did see that one. It's like the heads and the body, no arms or legs.
I think one of the creepiest things that I've seen.
Yes, Arseny. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Arseny. There you go.
Yes. Yeah, one of the weirdest things I've seen, I don't know if anybody else has come across it in Dreams, is like a horror version of Disney where they have like Mickey and Minnie, and like Minnie's been kidnapped by, I don't know, some other Donald Duck or something, and Mickey Mouse comes in with a chainsaw and chops him up, but it's got like really good voice acting as well, and like the animation is amazing, but it's like so
but
creepy.
very dark.
Yeah, it's just like, why would you make this instead of something else? Like your animation, your voice acting, everything's on point. But
another good shout out in that kind of genre, I guess, would be War Garble with his kind of photo type.
Yeah, those
paintings. They are insanely good. He's a serious talent as well. Yeah.
So I guess what it comes down to is we've touched on it before in an episode, but never really gone in depth in it. Being that there seems to be this like, there's not a place for the mature audience if they want to have it within Dreams. Like, to most people doing things of the mature nature, I would say, yo, take your creation to YouTube, like to get the glow up that you can't get in Dreams currently. But does there need to be a separation?
Well, I would just say, just from my perspective, again, one of my early dreams and my genre being horror, when I developed Check Out of the Bellevue, I never had any, and again, I don't know what kind of level you're talking about in terms of adult restrictions, but certainly my game was gory to a degree. There was a lot of jump scares and quite mature themes. Probably not really something I can talk about in here, but like proper kind of adult grown-up themes within Check Out the Bellevue. And it was well received. It was never restricted in any capacity. So I don't see that as being an issue so much. I mean, maybe in terms of the way it's distributed and advertised and promoted, perhaps.
the times it's been brought up, it has been brought up by people who specialize in the horror element of it, and there are a lot of people who are very upset about it. Like
But
very,
like
they
what?
don't
I mean,
feel
what? As an example, I mean, what?
just people who have come on
You-
before or been in our chat talking about how they've had to change their game just
You
because they
can't
know
show
that MM.
active dismemberment. You can't show like a knife actually piercing flesh or something
Okay.
like that. I mean,
Okay,
that
yeah, I get
plenty of
that. Yeah.
stuff I've seen with that, but they've just missed it. You know what I mean? Like it's not in the public eye. The
To
stuff
be
that
fair,
is
I
in the public eye,
understand
like,
because my game's all psychological, so you don't see
Yeah.
what happens. You see the aftermath, if you like.
Yeah.
So that probably makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
So I mean,
I-
it's just it's been
too.
mentioned more and more frequently as of late in the comment section during our episodes, or someone bringing up randomly out of nowhere, and I'll just be like, "Oh, here we go again." And so, like, I mean, there are people who feel like you said, like you put something out, you want people to see it, but then when it's not even looked at or not, or like put out, even if it's
But
I'm
then I
not
guess
grading
I guess
anyone.
Dreams would have to be released as an 18 certificate for it to be able to cater for the more adult stuff anyway. Because Dream, I don't know what's the rating, the Peggy
block-
rating, or
in the
Peggy.
block.
Peggy. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to put that out there and be explicit in that degree, the whole Dreams engine as a platform ultimately would have to be at that rating too, which it's not.
Yeah, you see, that was
See-
going to be my argument with that. Is I'm just double checking now. It's Peggy 12, and
Hmm.
I think that if you were to add a adult section onto Dreams, where like you have to confirm to enter this adult section of Dreams, technically you would have to change your Peggy rating to
You would,
accommodate
100%.
that, which would
Yeah.
I
then.
just think that there's a middle ground. Like I understand if you're like,
There's
yeah,
no
we
middle
don't want
ground with
people to-
Peggy.
No, yeah, not with Peggy. No way. They're
it's
not
just,
having it.
Like, because if you look at it, like everything evolves because every generation gets a little further dark, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, what was PG-13 back in the day? Or
Yes.
My daughter wants to
PG-13
watch
now
Nightmare
is
on
what
Elm
used to
Street
be
and, like,
rated
laughs
R.
at it, so.
Yeah.
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 And so I just feel like there's certain things like, yeah, you don't want somebody like going out and making a full-blown Martin Nebelong detailed porn video in Dreams. But I feel like there's a middle ground. I feel like
Let's
there's
ask
a
him
middle
anyway.
ground. Let's ask him anyway. But no, like, but at the same time, there are certain things where it's like, I've heard stories, just the little things here and there, where it's like they've told me what they were hit with, and I'm like, for that,
Yeah.
and so
That's
it's
purely
less
down
that
to
it
the
needs
fact.
to it's less that it needs to accept everything. It's more that it needs to be loosened up a little from like being for kids. But I understand why they can't do that. Like,
Yeah, because the Peggy restricts
Overall.
purely based on that. So, in order to allow this extra stuff would mean changing the Peggy rating, which I don't think would really work for a game that's already released. So, the only option really, unless
Dreams 2.
I'm
I get where you're going. I got you. Dreams 2 needs to be rated R.
yeah, like
Also limits your audience to a degree, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're
Well,
increasing
yeah.
the Peggy rating, then
I-
a game that's
I'm
platform-
limiting my audience already a little bit by making pretty risque stuff, I guess. So I mean, maybe it's all
See,
me.
I don't know
It's-
if it.
it's
I don't
my
know
fault.
if it does limit your audience, because I always feel a certain way whenever I hear this, because it's the same. It borderlines on that same thing of like, why can't I have a rated R Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And they'd be like, well, you're cutting out the kids. No offense, but the kids didn't make it what it is. It's the adults that grew up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that then took their kids.
But I guess
That,
it also goes back to the bottom line kind of story, doesn't it? The bean counters, how do we make the most money out of this product?
course,
And
absolutely.
if you increase
You know
the
what?
Peggy rating, you're reducing the income.
See, but the kids are going to see it though. That's the part that I'm getting to.
Same with films. It's the same everywhere. It's endemic. Yeah.
It's and the whole idea, and I know I'm about to go into movies because that's just where my mind was. I'm sorry, but like this archaic ideology came from World War II. Like
Expand.
it's when TVs.
I want to hear more.
It's when TVs, basically after World War II, when TVs started to mass produce, and how many people had a TV in their house over that following decade, basically doubled in millions. That's when everything changed, and Hollywood decided that because everyone wasn't in the city centers anymore and things were becoming more rural, that basically they had to create or aim at a demographic in order for something to become more feasible. And also what gave birth to the idea of of basically the summer blockbuster was all born out of this. But whenever someone says like, yeah, but it has like, we found that sweet spot demographic, I'm like, I don't believe you. Like, you just made a product that people want. And now and when you aim at this demographic, the kids are going to see it. There are kids out here doing stuff that makes me cringe. No,
you're right. I mean, that is a generational thing. I mean, it's like for me, I really don't care that much. You know, I mean, obviously, I'm cautious about what my daughter sees online and what she streams and stuff like that. But her generation compared to when I was growing up and the way I was treated with the films that I watched. I mean, we had films like back in the day that were rated 21. You know, so you couldn't watch a film if you were under 21, which is insane to me now. But those same films now, if I were to show my daughter them and she's 13, she would laugh at them because they're so poor. And you're right, you know, the attitudes and sensitivities change as the generations shift. So I think that definitely needs looking at, you know, because it's archaic.
Yeah, it's just this. But I always just, like I said, think of this whole thing of like, I definitely wouldn't want a child to turn on Dreams and, you know, see something that, to see that Thomas the Engine thing. I would not want my child seeing that. But
childhood ruined.
But I do get hung up in that idea of, you know, as disturbing as that thing is, I can appreciate it technically. And so I would definitely want that person to at least get the views they could get, you know. And then for other people, what's his name? I just went blank. His whole drive is he wants to do special effects within films, like actual film. And so he specializes in like horror creature creations that are actually terrifying. But because they're so visually terrifying.
Is it Typhus?
Yes, Typhus. There we go. Yeah. Because Typhus pretty much, you know, he still dabbles here and there, but I mean, he almost like left, if he hasn't left, because he was
cutting him out.
Yeah, because he was like, I'm just getting cut out. I can't. Yeah, but he's not as much. And definitely, and he's just like, I'll never have any of my work. I'll never have any of my work actually be shown, you know, really by because it's just not what they, you know, would want to tell. But his work is fantastic.
Well,
that kind of brings up another.
I think his DreamsCon booth actually made it in, and that thing was disturbing. And I think that actually made it in, surprisingly. And I was shocked seeing it in the halls.
I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah,
didn't
it was
we went through it, didn't we?
Little disturbing characters whipping around their intestines like one of those jump ropes.
How did I miss that? How did we miss that?
No, we did. We did see it. Yeah, with the jump ropes with the kids.
Yeah, that was his. That was his.
Can you remember? It's like the kids was
it
jumping
was disturbing
over.
As hell, but I'm surprised he made it in.
It was literally jump rope with organs. Like, yeah,
I don't remember when we. I don't remember when we went through.
We did.
It's not jumping to mind.
We definitely did.
Fantastic.
100%.
I'm glad to see it. But you know, like I said, it's not that everything needs to be let in. It's the fact that you know you just need a place for people who are patrons of your product. And
I
so,
guess that brings up another topic along the same kind of lines as well. And I don't know the ins and outs of this, but it does make me wonder how much of really good Dreams creations are not promoted, shared, maybe added to the daily Dream Surf because of the fact it contains that stuff, but the creators aren't told that is why, there needs, perhaps as a creator, there needs to be some kind of flag that says, we love this. However, we can't include it with our regular kind of promotional stuff because it breaks our guidelines on this. And if the creators don't know that, they'll just again feel demoralized and demotivated and perhaps move on to another platform.
Well,
I personally
Insane
think
Alpha Beta pointed out
Sorry,
that
go on.
Acert had to remove the cigar from the Claustro Factory screen.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
For the Impies.
Wow.
And
DreamsFest
I
22 have had similar.
actually had to remove a weed plant that I had on my tent, which was part of my old logo design off of DreamsFest 22. I mean 21.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing. I had to remove that, and it didn't even look much like a weed plant.
So if this
drawing of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So if this is just for the Impies, and I get why MM are doing it, but what does it mean for the vast, huge number of creations that are excellent that don't get promoted because of the same issue?
I think it's purely down to the fact that they completely misguided what their audience would be when they was developing Dreams. I mean, you can see from the way that Dreams is created, the characters that they use to mascot it, the tutorials, and the imps themselves.
And
everything is very child-based, like that childlike wonder and fantasy. And I think that it was genuinely developed to bring in children into creativity. But Dreams turned out to be a more adult-based audience that really wanted to use the tools to their absolute limits.
Yeah.
And so moving forward, if there ever was a refresh or Dreams 2.0, I think you will find that version of Dreams will be catered more to an adult setting, because clearly that's where the audience, or at least the main audience that's visually appealable on Dreams, is now seen. So I think that's purely down to the fact that it was developed for children and turned into a more adult software.
I agree with what Duck said too.
100%.
The children and Dreams make AYs and FNAFs.
Yeah, and again, just to back up, there's nothing wrong with that, in principle, because that's how people hone their craft. You start with something that really interests you, and for the youth, if I was, back 15 or younger, Sonic, Mario, and all that, if I was going to be developing a platform game, I might try creating something that was Sonic or Mario based, because that's something that you're interested in. But unfortunately, that just kind of perpetuates, and it stops them from creatively moving themselves onto something with their own kind of IP.
Has anyone seen Will of the Bob's new animation with the?
I love Will of the Bob. Chloe's her name, isn't it? Chloe's actually her name. I think, not Willow the Bob, not Willow, neither Bob.
No. I mean, Will of the Bob is a mystery, so
man,
you never know if it's a he, she. You don't know who you're talking to. You just don't know.
Yeah.
So,
I think her name is actually Chloe. I think.
Well,
yeah, seriously, Chloe.
I'm gonna tell you that's not it. But
what?
Yeah,
swear.
I'm just
I
gonna
swear
let
on Twitter.
let you know that
that's
he
not
or
right.
she's name is not Chloe.
It's not Chloe, no.
But I can confirm this at least.
Where the hell did I hear that from then?
I'm not sure.
The rumor mill.
The
sorry,
rumor
you
mill.
seem-
And
you
that's
seem-
how we
you
know
see-
it's working. That's how
you
we know
seem,
it's
you
working.
seem so confident in your answer. I was like,
I thought I
so
was confident.
I was just sat there like, should
right,
I
that's.
tell you?
I'm gonna go through Twitter. And I'm gonna find the tweet where that was talked about, and maybe it was just in jest. So yeah,
Well,
my bad.
The new animation with the drunk character in the rain sprouting about
my God.
conspiracy
Wow.
theories at passerbys. I apologize to anyone who this may step on your toes, but if I don't see that at an award in the Impies, I'm going to assume.
You're leaving.
I'm going to assume that it's because it's a alcoholic character
It's rigged.
Yeah.
and it falls back into the conversation that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not
100%.
gonna be happy though, because definitely.
Whenever Will of the Bob shares the timeline as well with the keyframes on it, you like look at it and you go,
I know,
oh
it's just
my
absolutely
God.
insane.
we've
Actually, if
been
it's-
close up.
That character technically doesn't really hit the rating because I did have the same sort of like a drunk character in an animation, and I remember did stream it, and it was for the Trials of Horror and Lift, and that
Yeah.
whole episode was about a drunk guy in an elevator. So that really does hit the standards. It's not really. It doesn't show him really having heavy drinking.
Yeah.
He's just wallowing and ranting along, so it could get an impy.
I'm just saying, if I don't see it,
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
gotta
be,
be there.
I'm gonna be real mad.
Is there not? Am I mistaken here, or is there alcohol in Art's dream?
There
Yeah,
are
there
Like,
isn't
there's alcohol in
Is-
Art's
isn't
dream.
there-
reference.
yeah, aren't they just like
He
empty
talks about
bottles?
crawling into a
Yeah.
bottle? And,
Yeah,
yeah.
tinfoil hat on. There. Wait a minute. I don't think Willow is the only animator who works on those. The amount of characters and animations needed seemed like a lot for just one person to do on
Oh,
their own.
you would be
you on a good
surprised.
Yeah, you'd be
I'm gonna
surprised.
let you know.
Let him in. Let him in.
I'm gonna let you know that. Yeah, it's one.
One person.
One person. Wow.
I believe it.
Like,
I
yeah,
believe
it's one, it's one person.
I always
And-
figured it was one person, but I never thought it would be like two people.
No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Now I
It's
will say
interesting
that
theory.
I will say on a specific project that I won't talk about. In the past, there were two different people who were working on their own separate things for a character, but everything that you see Willow release, as far as animation goes, it's one person.
Yeah, because
And
why
it's
would you create
Willow.
why would you create your own face rig and not do your own animation to that rig?
Yeah.
You know?
But we won't go into that. One day we'll have the entity, the gracious being known as Willow the Bob,
Right,
on the
watch out for that.
podcast.
So,
we've been trying to-
Chloe will be on then. Will she? Chloe will be there. Yeah.
Chloe will be on.
I love
Like,
this Chloe. I
I
You
bet.
guys can
if-
get a face reveal. Oh my god!
oh,
Like,
we're definitely
Oh,
not
no.
getting that.
No, you are
We're-
not
No,
getting
it'd
that.
be
No
like
way.
Yo, believe me, we're friends with Willow the Bob.
You're
Willow
being
the Bob
careful
is-
to say he or she, aren't you?
Yeah.
I am very much
Yeah.
because this is
Very
this is by request. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm being super careful. But we are friends with Willow the Bob, and Willow is so in the background of
Very
just
in the
like I don't
shadows.
I don't want to put like I barely want people to know that I did the thing. Like just that type of person. So like I know that Willow's probably dying right now listening to this.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
well,
Willow is
whoever-
hiding.
Whoever Willow is, I have nothing but mad
Chloe.
respect.
We're
gonna
just,
find
we're
out
just
Chloe.
gonna-
Yeah, she's just Chloe.
Chloe,
from now on.
bro.
It's just
Chloe.
Chloe.
I hope you're listening,
you look
Chloe.
so
I have nothing but mad
confident.
respect for you,
I
Chloe.
know, he was just like, no, it's Chloe, and I was just sitting here like, I really want to burst his bubble, but I don't want to do it.
It's by far.
I'm going to look for that tweet. There's definitely a tweet that says that, but again, it was probably just in jest. But I took it as that's it. It's gospel.
No,
Yeah.
it's just the fact that you were so confident.
Yeah, like, he would bet his life on it, like it was Chloe.
Well, to me, Willow the Bob will
you mean
always be Chloe.
I got
That's
it.
it
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Willow
Yeah,
the Bob
that's
is
it.
now forever and will be Chloe.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Willow the
100%.
Chloe. That's
Willow the Chloe.
Chloe the Bob.
Chloe the Bob.
Chloe the
So,
Bob, yeah.
but all right. So we've been through two, and we need one more topic because we got about. We've been given the time limit of an hour and a half, and we're about to reach an hour and 25 minutes. So what's a topic we want to
Oh
throw?
wow.
Well, what about dreamers that we respect?
Chloe.
Everybody.
Chloe.
everybody-
It just seems to flow on naturally, doesn't it? So
Shout out to
Everybody.
Factor. He's working right now. He had to stream at the same exact time as us.
I would say that
Yeah.
anybody that jumps onto Dreams and creates anything deserves my respect. They get it. Because if you are willing to actually try and do something, that's it. You get my respect, because that's all it takes is that push to actually do it.
And we all started somewhere. I mean, I remember the very
Absolutely.
first scene that I ever created.
Mhm.
I actually, in kind of preparing for this as well, trying to think back to when I started developing on Dreams. I went back to my very first creation and looked at it, and I thought, "Oh my god!" It's you think it's quite embarrassing, but at the time,
No, yeah,
you're
that
quite,
happens to me all the
proud of
time.
it because you think, "Wow, I actually did that."
Yeah.
So you just
That
got to bear
feels
in mind
very,
whenever
very
you're
good.
whenever you're judging people, like whether it be by community jam or just because people are sharing stuff with you on Dreams, you got to be mindful of the fact that these people could be newbies and they've come in and they're excited, and you want to be able to encourage them, give them the likes, give them the encouragement and
Yeah,
the kind of
100%.
comments, just to say you're doing a good
'Cause,
job,
like,
keep at it.
something that we also forget, like, for people that create in Dreams a lot, is how daunting it is to actually come into a program that offers everything possible digitally. Like, so you can create music, you can create animation, you can make a game, you can make artwork,
Insane.
you can do whatever you want. It's so daunting as a piece of software. It's like Netflix when you first get it, and there's like hundreds of films on there, and you spend all the time looking for something as opposed to
Without actually
watching
going
it.
into anything.
No, that's
Yeah.
what that's that's what noobs do. Okay, we don't do that around here. We take a movie we never heard of before and we just click it. We just go. We just go.
Well, maybe
Is the
you do,
synopsis-
but
Why else do you have an entire service full of movies and shows? Come
We're
now,
not- we're
come
not-
now,
right,
friend.
this
Let's
is-
not
this-
stand on ceremony
Right.
here.
You're jumping into Night at the Talkies now. Let's
Sorry,
roll,
sorry.
Yes, roll
Sorry.
it back.
It's a
roll it
different
back.
show.
But yeah,
Oh.
it's just so daunting to look at. Like when you think about Dreams as a whole, because if you look at traditional game engines, like they don't offer music development. Like you can make all aspects and then move to another piece of software. So like that's a completely different frame of mind when you're developing in a traditional engine. With Dreams, it gives you everything all compiled in one place. So for anybody that comes in and goes, you know what, yeah, I'm going to jump in and make something, which that's daunting fear of what you're actually going to do. It credit to anybody that goes in and does that.
And they make it so easy as well, like say the kind of learning curve to learning about logic and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The kind of basic gadgets that everybody can get to grips with really quickly. There's some more kind of complicated ones with your signal manipulator and various other things, bits and pieces, but ultimately, once you've had a very short period of time with the Dreams gadgets, you can be creating anything you want, anything that you can think of, you can do this. It comes back to the whole thing that I said at the very start, was I was hugely skeptical when I first came into Dreams after seeing that original trailer, going, I call bullshit. I don't believe you can do that. And then you actually go and you start doing it. It's like, wow, you actually can do all of this stuff. It's insane.
I really do.
He's that gif of the dude that's just like,
Yeah.
no, I don't believe you.
I really do think that Dreams really holds up to the saying easy to learn, difficult to master. Like it really is that. Like the stepping stones to get into creativity is so low. So it really gives you that boost where you can start to make something straight away. And that's what gives you the determination to continue moving on to the more complex stuff. I mean, if you open Unreal, like Jesus, it's an absolute nightmare. Like any traditional art program, like Blender, like opening that and trying to make something, you got to watch 6 hours of videos first before you can even begin to understand what the menu is and where all the buttons are. Like, but Dreams just makes that entry level stepping stone to actually doing something so easy that that's what pushes you to go through to the more complex stuff, and it's well designed.
To be fair, though, like it also gets to a point where making what you want, you do have to watch a bunch of videos and tutorials.
Yes, of course. Like, yeah, that's why I say it's like easy to learn, difficult to master. It just gives you that introduction into something that's so broad, so much easier.
But then that's why you have the likes of, Tap. You've got Tap Giles, you've got Jimmy Jules. You've got some amazing tutorials from both of those guys. I've personally referred to both of those guys on YouTube a number of times to try and find out logic-based stuff. So they are kind of legends in their own right.
Also, Saku, he's got a lot of tutorials out there about how to make every type of stylized realist, everything in Dreams the easiest and cheapest way, and he really explains things very well. He's a good friend of mine, actually. He's a good dude. Yeah, he's working for Womp now. I don't know if you guys have heard of that program.
I've actually been in
on his Discord. Yeah.
I've actually been in talks with him recently about coming on to show Womp, just to show Womp to Dreamers and see where we want to go. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, and there are things that, of course, it does great. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not trying to throw any shade in anybody yet. Okay. Yet. It looks fantastic, but it's
practical application.
It's not a direct comparison kind of thing.
No.
It does its own thing, and then like Dreams said, but it's like if you're waiting for one specific function within Dreams, you could probably get that from Womp now. So yeah. So
it's like the sculpting aspect of Dreams. You can make like action figures and 3D print them out, which is pretty.
That's the only thing I like about the Womp.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The one function that everybody. I just didn't want to go into it because we don't want to get trapped in that. But for closing, I would say everybody, let everyone who's listening, watching, know where to find you. Like, where can they find your work, whether it be indreams.me or, social media, Reddit, YouTube, whatever. Throw it out there. Let everybody know.
You can find me on Dreams and Twitter, Disobey Studios or Disobey Games. I'm Disobey everywhere.
Okay. Yeah. Also, Disobey, just as a mention.
Yeah.
I be seeing you fight them people on Reddit.
Oh
no, he did it.
Oh yeah.
I be seeing you going in on the people on Reddit. Many a day I've been like, oh, he posts a new joint. Let me wait till there's a few comments.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
I've seen that too.
There's a few comments and then I have fun with it because it's predictable. Every time I post something, people come in, they hate on my stuff on Reddit, and it's only on Reddit.
There seems to be like one or two individuals in particular, doesn't there?
Yeah.
That's just Reddit in general, though.
It is Reddit in general.
It's not a Dreams thing. It's Reddit in general. It's a terrible place. It's horrible.
It's beautiful on Twitter, though. Like, everybody loves each other.
Yeah, that's why
Twitter's my jam for this.
Yeah, Twitter is the main place.
I love Twitter more than any other social media because the best community is on Twitter, and that's the Dreams community.
Yep. Yeah, so
can you put the Discord in there? Because I can't do it.
Oh, the Discord? Yeah. I got you in a second.
Yeah, so for anybody that wants to keep in touch with what I'm doing, I don't know, I guess that there may be links after this I can share my creations catalog, but on Twitter it's Tony Lee 1979. In Dreams itself it's Tony 1979, and that's really it. I don't really have Twitch or YouTube, so that's the kind of two main things for me.
You're missing the pronunciation. It's Tony 1979.
Tony 1979. Tony Lee 1979.
There we
go. I like the dreams.
I love the dreams.
Tony, he does the logic. Yeah, we love him. He's a good boy.
A good boy. I don't know about that. But...
One more time for Bad Dreams, just to make sure we hear yours as well, because I know you started at the beginning, but I think we had overlap. So
yeah, I got a delay, guys. I'm sorry. It's Bad Dreams 1. It's spelled exactly like it is on the screen. There's just a 1 at the end, and between the bad and the dreams is a underscore. Yeah, and it's only the first two letters are capital. The B and the D are capitalized. I'm sorry, that was confusing.
That's all good. Bad
we have a
underscore dreams,
Discord,
capital BD with a 1 on the end. Got it.
You got it.
Nice.
And we have a Discord. I think Dis is posting right now.
I can't post
project.
it.
Okay.
I'll
Put it-
end up
put it
closing
in our-
what I'm in right now. if I
Yeah,
do
put
that.
it in our chat, and I'll make sure to put it with the video on the
Oh,
VOD
okay.
so that everybody's socials can be all listed underneath the video after I timestamp it. So
All right.
We'll-
I may
we'll get it
have to
squared
do it
away.
after we cut out.
yeah.
Sounds good.
So I really did. I've been waiting the whole time to mention disobey fighting people on Reddit. That's
You put it in there in the end.
Yeah.
It truly
boy.
is fantastic. But what I do want to say before we go ahead and close it out for the day is do we have a topic for 2 weeks from now? Because we only do this every 2 weeks now, guys. I know some people been missing us. I see your messages. I see your
It's
messages.
sad.
But we're doing work. If you check out the YouTube, we're doing work.
Yes.
So
I think Saku he mentioned something about coming on the
Yeah, for
time
Womp.
after me. Yeah, for Womp. So I don't know if you guys want to do that next time or not, but
okay. Well, Saku, if you're still there, do
Let
you
us
want to
know,
do
bud.
2 weeks? 2 weeks? 2 weeks from now? Because if not, we're going to talk about revisiting the idea of indreams.me.
Ooh.
How would
Ooh,
we
yeah.
improve the website?
that's a
And
good
then
one.
we're-
So many things we could do.
So many things.
Making an
Yeah.
app.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yes,
start
that
with
would
a
be up for
native
sure.
app.
There we go.
All
So
right,
we're
there
going to
we
hold
go.
off on the in dreams.
In dreams will come later.
Yeah, in dreams will
Do,
come later.
do that, please, because there's a lot of things that can be improved there. 100%.
Indeed.
It's lacking
indeed.
love.
Then Saku will be on in 2 weeks. 2
2 weeks
weeks.
from now.
Until then, as I always say, don't forget, we changed up a lot of stuff recently, so I know a lot of people don't know where to find us, but Pixel Silhouette Productions on YouTube. We're doing videos on everything. If you haven't checked our last one on the video game curse, or the video game adaptation curse being broken, check that out. It has both Jamie and I on it. I know y'all are just used to hearing me blabber on about stuff, but we're a team now.
So now we both blabber together.
Yes.
Great
Yes.
video, by the way, guys. I loved it.
Oh,
thank
fantastic. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for having us.
Next is going to be, I'm working on a video about pre-rendered video game trailers. And Jamie, I don't know. I'm not sure. What are you working on? You're working on something.
I'm working on something. Like we're doing
Okay.
2 separate videos right now, so we're trying out a lot of different styles with the video content that we're producing on YouTube. So the first video we did was a collaboration one where we're both on the video at the same time, and now we're going to be working on solo videos as well. So we're just throwing spaghetti up the wall to see what sticks and what people like. So yeah.
Cool.
And just to be sure, like, you understand, he's doing that. I'm just making stuff. And I love it. I love talking. So
I'm
just
doing
making
all
stuff,
of the
and if you-
analytics, the marketing.
if you don't
like,
love
checking
it-
the
So he's
data,
doing all the heavy
view
lifting then, yeah?
count.
Hey,
The distinction's important.
We both have our roles to play.
yes,
Mine is
this is why we work.
Mine is in the ones and zeros.
He knows. He's seen how many videos I had queued up. As far
Yeah.
as where I'm running, I'm off the ground running, and like I tell people
Yeah.
all the time, someone commented like, "I hope you guys blow up." Actually, it was bad dreams. I
It
believe.
was bad dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just, I'm
I
not
think
worried.
we all hope you blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about being big though. I just want to talk. That's what. Whenever anything else comes, I'll take it.
I'm here for it, guys.
Yeah.
I love all the stuff you guys do. It's kind of like hanging out with your buddies, like I said, and
No,
even in
appreciate
video content, I tend to agree with at least 60% of what each of you guys say. So, I mean,
That's a
it's
good
like
percentage.
120 overall,
good.
right?
Yeah. I like those numbers.
I do too. So
And you've made us feel really welcome as well. So thank you very much, guys.
We always
Thank
try.
you.
We always
as
try.
always, I tell you, if you guys want to come back individually or as a team again, closer to when you can give us a few more.
Just a few more little.
Yeah, just a few
little
more little
tidbits.
moves.
Maybe.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
But yeah, as we always tell people, anytime you want to come on, all you have to do is reach out to us. We'll get it squared away. It'll be taken care of, and we'll go ahead and have a good time. So, with that,
Sounds
is there
good.
anything else? Anything else out here? No?
Well, Diz and I have 1,000 projects. So
I don't think we have the time, to be honest.
We'll
This
be
is
here
a
forever.
24-hour stream.
I
of
thought
Mario.
Do we have anything
That's
else?
cool. Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
feel
just- all right, guys. Well, everyone, have a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll have it all time stamped and everything later on YouTube. And just remember, if you're in the old Discord, you need to get
Yes.
into the new Discord
you need
because
to
within
move. the
next probably week, maybe
Yeah,
little short, we're shutting the old one down.
Let's just say by next Friday, we're
Yeah.
going to give a week. By next Friday, the Made in Dreams podcast Discord server will be shutting down. So move to the Pixel Silhouette Productions if you want to continue chatting there. We've got all the same stuff that the Made in Dreams podcast Discord server had, along with a lot of other new stuff for all the other content we're producing. So get your butts over to the new Discord because by Friday it's going to be cut off.
Nice. A British
Go
man
on.
told you to do it. So,
Nice.
you know, you got to do
You
it.
better do it.
Before you end up in their museums. You need to keep
Closing time. Made in dreams.
Let me stop. All right. So,
Time to shut down.
time to shut down. Love you all. And as always,
Bye-bye.
thank you. And
See you in 2 weeks.
yeah, see you in 2 weeks. Let's just
Yeah,
call it
that's
there.
it. Let's do it then. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for having me.